everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Air. I am so excited to watch this movie. Now, hour and 51 minutes long. I mean, Matt Damon's in it, Jason Bateman, Ben Affleck. I mean, it's just riddled with great actors in it. Okay, oh, Chris Tucker's in it. Anyway, it's about the shoe salesman who convinced Nike to invest in Michael Jordan. Oh yeah, I was just playing, just a pickup game with the kids down the street earlier, and I've always been a Michael Jordan fan. I'm a North Carolina fan because of Michael Jordan. I know, that dates me. But I remember watching TV in my dad's bedroom. Little TV, one of those with the dials and stuff like that, and they had this basketball court with this blue thing in the middle of it. And I was always enamored with that. I was like, why is there this blue thing? And it was Carolina, right? And it was the state, and it was light blue. And I always thought that was really cool. So I was like, that's my favorite team. And it just so happened to be the same team Michael Jordan played for. I honestly didn't know. And so that's how I ended up being a Tar Heel fan. And then realized who Michael Jordan was, and then became a Michael Jordan fan. Now, that all leads me to Jordans, sneakers. Can you believe? Sure, I'm sure you can believe. It's not that far-fetched. I've never owned a pair of Jordans. Never in my life. Always too expensive. I always was a guy who was like, when I was little, of course I wanted them, but they were too expensive for my parents to buy. I totally understand that. Now being a parent, right? You don't want to spend all that money on sneakers back then. Now, it's like, I don't want to spend like as much money as they cost. Oh, what I wouldn't do for the original Jordans. Or even the powder blue, the Carolina blue Jordans. That'd be pretty cool. But no, I wear sandals now for the most part. And no, I do wear Adidas every now and again, but no Air Jordans. But anyway, I'm really excited. This movie's supposed to be great. Amazon Prime. Amazon created the movie. It went in the theaters first, and now it's out streaming. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get excited. I'm going to wear this jersey again, and we'll see what happens. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Air. We're at the 55-minute, 43-second mark. And I have to say, for me, this is a phenomenal movie so far. Obviously, I didn't just run out and buy this. I've had this since I was a teenager. And I did play basketball in it a couple of times. Even though it's like down to my knees. But this movie, I don't know. I mean, it just hits on all different kinds of levels. I mean, you see Ben Affleck and Matt Damon interacting on screen again. And maybe they've done this before, but, Good Will Hunting, whatever. Like, this is, like, just seeing them together. I mean, and Matt Damon, the both of them, in their characters, in their, I don't want to say outfits, but I mean, like, Matt Damon's, body. Like, he's got a beer gut, that kind of thing is really in embracing the character. And Ben Affleck has this, like, curly afro kind of hair. He's acting as the CEO of Nike. I just enjoy that. I think that's awesome. So there's that aspect of it. But then there's the whole 80s aspect of it. And they're showing, like, computers and, the cars and everything that's going on. I mean, I can go on and on. There's so many different things. And I know I wrote down a few. These weren't even about the 80s. But I love that. The music, you know what I mean? And the look at the cars that they have going on and the outfits. Love it. And I didn't realize at that point, and maybe most of you who are watching this always thought Nike was a big player in the basketball world. I just always remembered it and just do it, right? Well, evidently, Nike only had 17% of like the basketball. I think it was just basketball percentage of overall sales, right? Adidas and Converse were ahead of them. And I remember Converse and Magic Johnson, and I think that came after this, but they had the Magic Johnson purple and yellow Converse. Pretty cool. I think I had those. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, and regardless, 17%. And just do it Now, I don't know if this is true. Little spoiler alert, it's right in the opening scenes. A lot happens in the beginning that just, really gets you excited about the movie. They said that was really like a felon or an ex-convict or a convict. I don't know if he was on death row or whatever. They said, do you have any last words? And he said, just do it. That's a slogan for Nike. But I remember Bo Jackson and his whole thing. Big fan of Bo Jackson as well. So, and I remember his commercials. But, so really, really exciting stuff. I don't even know why I stopped it here, just because I'm brimming with excitement. I love it. I love the acting. Chris Tucker's in it. And I don't even know the roles that these guys play, right? We know Matt Damon plays Sonny, who is really trying to get Michael Jordan signed to Nike. Well, Chris Tucker seems like his kind of boss, but then Jason Bateman seems also like his boss in a sense, like he's bouncing ideas around. And then, of course, Ben Affleck is the CEO, so Phil Knight, and I get that. But the other two, I'm not sure where they stand in the hierarchy of Nike, but that doesn't matter. They're all in it, and they're all playing a great role, and it's a lot of fun to see it all unfold here. And I feel personally connected to it all. Like I said, I'm a big Michael Jordan fan from, when he was in Carolina and throughout the Chicago Bulls and so on and so forth. So, big fan of that. And just seeing everything else. I mean, it's funny because I didn't realize this. It was in the same draft. Charles Barkley got taken in the same draft. And that's what they're saying. And John Stockton. Maybe it's something different, but I didn't know that. And John Stockton went to Gonzaga. I also didn't know Gonzaga was in Spokane, Washington. So, a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, great movie if you're in... It doesn't matter. Great movie if you like the actors, if you're into basketball, or you're big into sneakers, or have any idea what I'm talking about so far. So, and that's it right there. I mean, stick around. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come. Maybe not. Maybe I'll fall asleep. Who knows? But stick around anyway. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Air, and if you heard anything I said in the last two parts of this video, go watch this movie. It stays great the entire time, and they just, in any kind of movie based on a true story, I loved, that when they put words up on the screen, this is what happened. It's funny, it's like Michael Jordan went on to be the best player of all time, they put that on the screen. And then they show real life stuff. They didn't show Sonny though. They showed the sneaker designer, which was great, and they showed Ben Affleck's character, but they didn't show Sonny. Matt Damon's character, who he actually was. I don't know why. That's odd. So a little disappointed by that because I think the closing credits were funny with Matt Damon and going into the track and trying to run. I like that part of it. And they also ended it with "Be Like Mike." Oh my gosh, I totally forgot how much I loved that commercial. I mean, when I was a kid, that was it. You wanted to be like Mike. And there's a commercial and a song and all that stuff. And as soon as I was like, oh, it really brought me back. So, for nostalgic reasons, this movie is fantastic. For everything else that was involved, it is very, very good. It's up there. I saw Tetris. I don't know if you see my review. If not, I normally try and do that stuff, but I always forget. But it's there. I have a Tetris review. Reminded me of that, like how great, like the story behind how Tetris came to be. There's a story behind how the sneaker came to be. So, I loved it all. There's one piece. I like, they kind of keep they got Michael Jordan out of it. Like, you try and see if you see Michael Jordan's face in this. Like, I couldn't see it. He's in the movie, not Michael Jordan himself, but there's somebody there playing a young 18-year-old Michael Jordan, and they're just not showing him. I thought that was pretty neat how they tried to do that, between the agent and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. The biggest thing, I didn't realize this, and this isn't a spoiler alert because it's based on a true story. So it's all a race for who's going to sign him, and it always usually comes down to money. And Sonny, Matt Damon's character, let's not make it about the money. Let's make it about an experience and what we're going to do for him. And, great job. You think about it, and I'm kind of spoiling the movie, but really, you think about Converse back then, they had Magic and Bird. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to he's going to be mentioned in the same name as them. And so anyway, so it's all a race around all that and the bidding. This thing that surprised me, and it revolutionized the sneaker industry from that point, but the revenue share, or the the percentage of every sale that happens, that had never happened before until Michael Jordan. And so while yes, it's deserved and everything like that, it just kind of like, I don't know, scratched me the wrong way in a sense. It's like, yeah, we'll do it, but as long as you give us a percentage of every sneaker sale. Nothing wrong with that at all. They should. You know what I mean? They forget even a signing bonus. Just get everything that they sell. Like, you'll get a certain percentage. I get it. But it just, I don't know. Surprised me, I guess, in a sense. But anyway, still great movie. Absolutely, gotta watch the movie. It has nothing to do with the movie. It's really about real life and that little irk for me. Matt Damon again. I mean, everybody was phenomenal in this. It was just Viola Davis plays Michael Jordan's mother. She does a great job, and all in all, great film. I mean, I personally connected to it. Feel like it anyway, I guess. So if you knew anything about Michael Jordan, about the sneaker and stuff like that, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for some original Michael Jordans, but they were pretty cool. They showed a sneaker. Anyway, great, not good, great movie, fantastic. So up there, 9. I don't know why it wouldn't be a 10. Really don't know. Really enjoyed it that much for me. So check it out. I hope you like it as much as I did. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.